on that morning after the coup is achieved, or the transformation of the regime is achieved, they will want external support as well as internal support.
In this edition of UCLA Newsweek, analysis of the situation in Egypt.
The uncertainty is very unnerving.
Also, the economics of the Super Bowl, blood and platelet donations saving lives, and freshmen rate their emotional health at a record low. Political scientist Leonard Binder gives his take on the developing events in Egypt that have seen the government of Hosni Mubarak destabilized by mass protests.
These people feel that friendship with the United States and American support will be of vital importance the morning after. That is, when you wake up and Mubarak is not there, and Mr. X or Mr. Y is now the president, maybe pro tem, if that would be Baradei, or maybe even someone who claims to be able to run for office later on. That on that morning after the transformation of the regime is achieved, they will want external support as well as internal support. Now, to some extent, they can't look like they're copying the exact policy of Mubarak. But at the same time, they would be looking for some kinds of support, external support, and support even in the face of their public in Egypt. So that I wouldn't say that it is entirely clear that this would render such a devastating blow to American policy. But the uncertainty is very unnerving, and that uncertainty, of course, is shared by Israel, where we get indirectly, no quotes allowed, but indirectly we get reports of quite a high degree of anxiety regarding the changes that would have to be made in Israeli policy if it turns out that the leadership of Egypt rejects the 1979 treaty.
And now we'll look at more developments at UCLA. With a buzz around Super Bowl 45, economist Leo Haney argues that the event has become one of the biggest economic stimulants in the past 50 years, despite a down economy.
People really want to spend money and have a good time, have Super Bowl parties and so forth. The Super Bowl has achieved the status of almost a national holiday, which the NBA has not done and which the World Series hasn't done, and which I don't think either of those sports will ever achieve.
The UCLA Blood and Platelet Center reunited patient Rosario Saavedra with 18 donors who helped sustain her life after she suffered liver failure and massive blood loss in early 2010. The mother of 8 underwent a liver transplant last April, and now the Saavedra family hopes to educate the public about the need for blood and platelet donations, especially among Latinos. According to the annual freshman survey, only 51.9% of college students reported that their emotional health was in the highest 10%, or above average, a record low in the 45-year study.
If we had to speculate on the kinds of things that are driving this, it would probably have something to do with the fact that students are feeling more overwhelmed and they've got more pressures to achieve.
For more on these and other stories, please visit newsroom.ucla.edu and follow us on Twitter at UCLA Broadcast.